All right, and the last section we're going to talk about here today is South Africa. And South Africa had long been an area that the Europeans had been occupied, had been interested in, had set up trade colonies, and had lived in. Okay, the Dutch first put settlements in this land in the 1600s, and for 200 years, the Dutch, the Netherlands, right? We're talking Amsterdam. They were a rich banking area. They had their golden age where they took a bunch of land, and they were sending citizens down there to live. Again, the area of the Netherlands and where the Dutch area was, is not very warm. Okay, this is not an ideal climate to live. And their citizens were happy. It's a small little speck of a country, and they were happy to move down there and proliferate and have babies and live in this beautiful land. South Africa is just gorgeous climate. I believe it's very similar to what we have here in Southern California. During the Napoleonic Wars, the British took this land in South Africa and encouraged the English to move in as a way to weaken Dutch influence there. But instead of the Dutch, as the English are pouring in, the Dutch say, well, we're not going to live with you here because we're going to lose influence. We know you took control and now you're sending hundreds of thousands of English to live down here. So they move north into this area right here. Okay, where they form their own country. So they say, okay, England, you guys go ahead and move into that coastal region. And we'll come up here into this area, and we're going to set up our own country we called the Orange Free State. And there were hundreds of thousands of Dutch who lived there. They had to fight the local people called the Zulu to take this land. There was a famous leader, Shaka Zulu, who was one of the greatest African generals of all time, but you can't beat the machine gun, right? Remember the old saying, no matter what, we got the Maxim machine gun and they don't. Like, I'm sorry, that this is the machine gun where you kind of turn it and just devastates everything in front of it. And if you don't have one, your little rifle, your little repeater handgun is not going to match. So they kill the Africans there, but then the English decide, an Englishman named Cecil Rhodes decides, hey, I'm going to take the land right above. So when we come back to actually, if you can look on this map, this is the area. So here is the Orange Free State, Cape Colony, this is the English land. And Cecil Rhodes takes this area right here. And he named it like Trevala. I don't know how to pronounce that name. And we're going to see eventually that he is going to start a war with the Orange Free State, with the Boers, or the Boers, the Dutch. Okay. And although England doesn't want to be involved in this war, they get pulled into this war. They end up just really horrible treatment of the Dutch people. 120,000 people are killed. There's like massacres of women and children. It's one of those really gross historical moments of war. By 1911, the English are going to set up a colony and includes all of this area where only white people could vote. And this is called an apartheid state because there were still majority Africans in this area. So they set up this country. Oh, great democracy in South Africa. Come move. It's great if you're white, because only white people can vote. Only white people can hold power. And eventually this is going to lead to problems down the road. I grew up in an era when South Africa, when Nelson Mandela and that freedom movement of South Africa was all the big thing in the news. Like nowadays you hear people talking about like free Palestine or free this, or I don't know what they say, but when I was a kid, it was free Mandela. I believe that President Obama got his start at Occidental College. Yes, President Obama, in fact, went to Oxy. You never hear that, right? Everyone's like, oh, President Obama, Harvard Law. Yeah, he did. After his 4 years of college at Occidental College in Eagle Rock, California. Anyways, he got his start at Oxy, doing like free Mandela stuff. So it's kind of an interesting side fact. Let me, though, really quickly go back because I showed you something like this before and I want to show it to you again. Look at the impact of imperialism. Okay, this is South Africa, Cape Town. That's gorgeous. I mean, really insane, right? European style stuff. This is, we are the impact. We are the influence of European stuff. Our cities and our country is started by Europeans. LA is European style stuff, right? New York is beautiful, beautiful land, right? This is also South Africa. This is where the natives were forced to live. Steel, corrugated, rusty roofs. Are these porta potties? Do they use porta potties over there as their main source of the bathroom? Rather unpleasant, and I would rather not get into details about porta potties because, well, let's not go there. So again, another example, like we saw in Singapore, in Kuala Lumpur, of beautiful European houses and apartments and buildings, gorgeous coastal land. Oh my gosh, I want to visit. In the shadows of that land is the kind of poverty that we don't see in our country, in North America. We also see this in Brazil, just kind of as a side note.